What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you what you missed last year at the CDS Grand Teton Retreat and what you can do this year to come and join us. I can't believe we're already halfway through the summer, but I am so excited for this upcoming event because last year, this was one of my favorite parts of the entire year. In this video, I'm just going to run you through and show you exactly what we did last year in the CDS Grand Teton Retreat. I'm also going to talk at the end of the video about what you can do if you're interested in joining. And just keep in mind, we only have a couple spots and they fill up quick. So if this is something you want to be a part of, make sure that you do what I'll tell you at the end of this video. Last year, we all met at my personal home. We went into the backyard, got to know everybody, loaded everybody up with merch, and had a minute to talk together to figure out why people came and what they were wanting to get out of the event. They got to share who they were, what their goals were, and it was just awesome to immediately have this connection with everybody there because we put a lot of work into screening the people that want to come to this event and make sure we put together an awesome group of people. At first, this is a little intimidating to invite people I've never met into my home, but it was so cool to get to know people, to see what they were doing, and to have them talk about their own personal journey of investing in real estate and see what they wanted to do next. After getting to know each other a little bit, all of the tension went away for everybody, and it was time for the fun to start. We hopped into a big travel bus, and we were off on a property tour. Now, what we do in this property tour is we go around to a bunch of different properties that I've purchased over the years. We look at some properties that were purchased almost 10 years ago, some in the middle range, and some that I just purchased in the last 12 months. We went through the numbers, showed how to analyze these properties, showed the pros and cons, some of the mistakes I made, some of the things that I did right. We also went inside a couple of the units so we could talk about renovations. I brought in my property managers and we were able to ask them questions to see some of the issues or difficulties that they ran into and to see what they're doing to make sure that all of my investments make sure they're running smoothly. I have some of the best property managers in the world, and so this was a really fun part to just circle up inside of these renovations that we were doing on properties and be able to ask questions, whether they were to me or to my property managers. After seeing 5 or 6 properties, we then had a restaurant booked out, one of my favorite restaurants in town, and we all went in there for some phenomenal food and more talking about real estate. After we were fed well, we hopped back in the bus, and for the next hour and a half, we got to just hang out. We kind of filtered around. You got to know each other better. You got to ask questions, bring up concerns, whatever you wanted to talk about, and this was an awesome opportunity to connect with everyone that had come to the event. The conversations we had on this bus were phenomenal, and the time flew by, and we were at Jackson Hole. Now, if you've never heard of Jackson Hole, it is one of my favorite places in the entire world. There's some awesome shopping. It's just a really cool ski town where a bunch of really cool people like to hang out. We went to another one of my favorite restaurants. We went to a rodeo and just had a blast this evening. And then, once again, we're able to talk even more real estate. The bus ride home late at night was awesome, but luckily for us, it wasn't all the way back. It was just about 30 or 40 minutes to my cabin that is right on Palisades Reservoir. Now, not everyone fits in my cabins. We have multiple cabins that are all right next to each other. And again, this was just super fun to get to know people more and to talk all things real estate and life. We all went to bed late and then we got up early. We were able to go do some ice baths, go on a little hike, just kind of wake up and hang out a little bit more. We had a great breakfast and then we jumped into some trainings. After training with me and some other speakers that I had brought in for this event, we then hopped on a bunch of boats and we were able to go boating. Again, this was a way for us to split up into different groups, talk more real estate, and learn how to surf out on the lake. And the thing that I love about this lake is this time of year, the water is incredible, the sun is out, but there are no other boats on the water. And so we kind of have it all to ourselves. We brought all the boats together and we had another boat that was already cooking food. And some people thought this was pretty cool. My dad brought a pontoon boat out and he was the one cooking this meal for us, which was phenomenal. But it was also fun to have my dad come and be a part of this event and get to know everybody and vice versa. And so this part for me was awesome because, again, we're just answering questions, talking about real estate, making connections, talking about potential deals we can do in the future, and eating great food in the process. Once we surfed, ate, and chatted, we were able to go back into the cabin, and I brought Yogi on this event. He'll be there for the whole event as well. And the one thing that was hilarious about bringing my best friend Garrett, or as you know, Yogi, is everyone from watching the channel thinks he's an absolute goofball, which he is. But he also is dialed when it comes to his own investments. And the only thing he's better at than investing in real estate is cooking meat. He made some of the best smoked meats for us and even brought in some high-end Wagyu, all the stuff. And so we just ate until we were sick while talking real estate. That night, after eating some awesome food, things got a little bit more private and personal. I brought in my wife, Jess, and me and her shared some things with the group. And we had some conversations that were just awesome, much more focused on life and family and how that all works together with business and really the things that matter most, which was super, super cool. The next morning we woke up, we had another really neat hike, more talks about real estate. And this day was really unique because my buddy Nate, we brought him in. He is a professional speaker and a life coach, and just absurdly impactful. He shared some things with us that were very impactful, but even more than that, he was able to come and kind of facilitate everyone working through their goals, what they were actually going to take out of this event. And that was such a cool thing because as people shared what their goals were, what their most important next best step was, it was fascinating how many of those weren't necessarily focused on real estate. Again, this is a real estate investing event, but so many people realize that a lot of things in their life or their family or their business or how those all interact together were what their actual takeaway was, just restructuring their goals, their vision, so that they could create the life that they actually wanted. And I think that was my favorite part about the event, is realizing that it wasn't just real estate, but it was really there to help people refocus, recenter, and figure out what they wanted to do next to make sure that they were living the life that they wanted to be living. Here are some tidbits of the reviews of people that went last year, just so you can get a taste of how they felt about it.
I went into the retreat having 0 properties, had never purchased, had built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses, and had yet to pull the trigger on a property. Went to the retreat, got to get an up-close view. Like you don't see this when you are just seeing from the outside when you're watching YouTube channels or in cohorts or groups. We got to see all of the properties that Chandler's invested in, walk through them, and be surrounded by people that have invested in properties. And as you know and everyone knows, you are the average of those that you spend time around. I went into that group, that cohort, that retreat, and came away 3 months later. December 31st, I made the goal that I would pull the trigger that year and bought my first multi-unit property, and am now on the hunt for as many as I could possibly find. And incredibly, that property has gotten me a 31% cash on cash return. I didn't even know what the phrase cash on cash return meant before I went to the retreat. So look at me now. But so much gratitude, so amazing to be around such high performers that are at all different levels. Me having 0 real estate, lots of business experience, then others that tons of real estate experience that I got to learn from, and lots with neither business nor real estate experience, but wanting to make a difference in their lives. Thanks, Chandler. Appreciate it, and looking forward to the next one.
We started out with a bus tour around Chandler's hometown, where we were able to see different projects that Chandler had, different investment properties. And the great part is Chandler actually broke down the money that was invested in the property, what the returns were, everything. Not only that, but he set up actual tours of some of the properties where he had his management company there and his contractors, and we were able to see firsthand what he was and was not doing on these investment properties and see what was working and not working. And that was so helpful. Not only that, but we then went and had so much fun. We went to the Jackson Hole, Wyoming rodeo. We got to see the Tetons. We went out to the lake where Chandler's cabin is, and we went wake surfing. We had a barbecue on the lake. We did cold plunging. And while we were out at the cabins, we had a full-blown mastermind where we talked about different types of real estate investing and how real estate investing can change the trajectory of your future and create financial freedom. Chandler and his wife shared many heart touching stories that really made a lasting impact. And just being in the room of like minded people, it didn't matter if you had a small portfolio or a big portfolio, you were able to learn something to take away after the event and implement into your life. So, all in all, I cannot recommend Chandler's event enough. Sign up today. It is worth every bit of your money.
Last year, I had the chance to go to Chandler's Real Estate Summit up in Idaho, and it was awesome. There was 15 to 20 of us, and just to be able to meet other investors in Utah and Idaho and other parts of the country that are taking action, that are hungry to do more, that are looking for deals, and just learning from all of them was an awesome experience. There was really three big takeaways that I had from the entire summit. Takeaway number one was the importance of just taking action. A lot of times I'd find myself getting into the rut of feeling like I need to learn more before I can do anything. I need to read another real estate book or listen to another podcast or watch another video. And while continuing to self-educate is so important, it really comes down to just taking action. There's some things that you just can't learn until you take action, make mistakes, and learn the lessons that can only come from those mistakes. And so for me, it just allowed me to really get into a space where I was able to set some aggressive goals of how I'm going to take action and just start doing more deals and learning directly from those. Lesson number two was the power of leveraging people and building out your team and allowing your business to scale. So we were able to meet Jace, one of Chandler's property managers, and learn from Chandler about how he's been able to leverage property management, CPAs, tax professionals, and just all the members of his team to be able to scale his business, to be able to take his knowledge and focus on finding more deals, closing more deals, and leveraging all the other work out to other team members so that he could go move on to the next deal and not trying to run everything himself. And takeaway number three was the importance of sacrificing what you want right now until a future date so that you can leverage the power of time and really create the lifestyle that you want through the cash flow that you build up from your real estate. Chandler told a story. It was really cool about how him and his wife, Maddie, when they were first married, made the decision that they were only going to let their lifestyle increase as the cash flow from the real estate portfolio increased. And so they really lived very humbly and in a small condo, and were buying deal after deal after deal until their cash flow paid 100% for the real estate, and they were able to use all of the income from their jobs to be able to put towards the next deal. And at that point, then your cash flow increases and you can increase your lifestyle as that cash flow from your portfolio increases, but you're able to then save all of that money from your income generating role, whether that's a job, whether it's a business that you're running, but you're able to take all of that money and dump it into the next deal to create more cash flow. So I had an awesome time at the event, learned a ton just about how I want to go scale my business and how I want to go start hunting and closing more deals. And I'm just grateful for Chandler for running the entire thing.
Hey, if you are considering going to Chandler Smith's Teton retreat this year, I 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10 recommend it. It's seriously phenomenal. You're going to meet amazing people. You're going to eat great food. And you're going to come back really inspired and motivated to not only be a better real estate investor, but more importantly, just to be a better human. It was such a blast. I am hoping to be able to attend again this year. I just need to triple check the dates. If you guys can make it, I absolutely recommend it. Chandler is awesome, and he puts together a great group of people. And I couldn't say better things about it. So I hope to see you there.
Now, if you can't tell, this event just gets me really excited. It's so fun to connect with other investors. I learned so much, and I made connections with people that still to this day I keep up with on a very regular basis. People that are doing so many incredible things, and I think that's where the real power in these events is they're going to be fun. We're going to have great speakers. We're going to have great things to bring value to you, your real estate investing, your family, your business. But I think the biggest thing you get out of these events is being able to be put in a situation where you can meet new people that I've personally screened and put together to make this awesome group where we can all learn and build off of each other. Now, this is what we did last year. During this process, we found some things that worked and some things that didn't. Some parts of the event that maybe dragged a little bit more, and other parts of the event that it was like, man, this is why we do this. And I'm really excited for all of the tweaks and the fine-tuning that we're doing. We are not going to be going to the rodeo this year. We're still going to be doing the boating, but we've tweaked the way we're doing it. I'm bringing in more speakers, and we've changed the way that we're going to do some of these things. We're going to be bringing a ton of new value, and I'm just really, really excited for what this next event is going to be. Now, it's going to be September 6th through September 8th. We're going to start early on the 6th here in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and go until late on the 8th. We're still going to be boating, still hiking, still talking all things real estate investing, but I am so excited for some of the restructuring and some of the other speakers that we've brought in, and something really fun and exciting that I'm going to keep a secret that we're going to do in Jackson that I think will be really, really fun and really, really cool. So what I've done is put a link down below in the description with a small landing page. If you're interested, you're gonna go in and schedule a short call with me, and then we're gonna decide if we think for you and for the group if it's a good fit. I don't want you to come to the event unless you're gonna get everything you're expecting out of it, and vice versa. And so we're gonna have a little bit of that screening process, but if this is something that you're interested in, make sure that you hop onto that landing page, click the link, and so that we can see if it's going to be a good fit for you. Also, we have pricing for this event at $6,000 for a private room, $5,500 if you're going to do a shared room, and if you're one of the early people, you're also going to get a discount. So if this is something you're really serious about, make sure that you jump on it immediately. Now, if you're not sure and you have more questions, don't hesitate to still schedule a call and see if it's something that makes sense for you, or go and message me on Instagram. I've also put my Instagram below, and that's another great way to connect, ask questions, and see if it's going to be a good fit for you. Again, we only have 38 spots total, and as of right now, I have people from last year and people that have reached out to me before, so we've already got a couple of spots filled, even though we haven't started advertising for it. So if you're seeing this video, make sure that you reach out immediately, and we'll try and get you in on that interview, and hopefully we can get you on one of those spots. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, again, push the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell. If the event's not for you, or you're not in a place where you can or want to do that right now, that's okay. Hang in with this channel. We're going to continue to bring tons of deals and information and everything you need to be able to invest in real estate. If you're all on the edge of doing this event, what I would say is schedule the link and let's chat and see if it's a good fit for you. I can't tell you how many of the people that came to the event last year that I've not only stayed in contact with, but have reached out to me and said, Chandler, this event was awesome. It really changed my trajectory. We've got a ton of them that bought their first deal, multiple of them that already had units that have been able to scale, that have been able to step away from their job. It was just so cool to hear all of the successes and to still have a group chat with the people from that first event that have messaged me and said, look, this was awesome and this is where I'm at and this is what I'm doing. And I'm excited because we've already got some of them that are going to be coming back and being a part of it this year. So if you're all thinking about it, schedule the meeting and let's see if it's a good fit, because I'm super excited and this is literally one of my favorite things of the year, if not my favorite part. So thanks so much, guys, and have a great day.